Hey, how's it going? How's everybody doing? Just a quick little video here. Try and make it quick anyway, and just going to be just an update about the cars I have in my collection, in my little mini museum that I have. Some of them I've talked about quite a few times, or a few times in the past anyway. Some of them are new. Those are the ones I'm going to be focusing on, and yeah, I don't know. There was something I was about to say, and it just kind of went. Pff, I don't know. Just kind of went away. But before I say anything, I do want to give a nice little shout out to Thunderstruck Books in Toronto. It's kind of not focusing for some reason, but anyway, they are located on Bloor Street, between on the north side between Spadina and Bathurst, across street from the BMV. If that makes it any easier, BMV is also like a book and movie store that I do buy some of my collectibles in. And actually, over the years, I probably don't even want to know how much money I've spent there on half my DVD collection, which is in the thousands, probably came from that place, and a lot of my collectibles come from there too. But this is Thunderstruck Books right across the street. If you like anime figures, if you like manga and that sort of thing, which not really stuff I'm into overall. Anime, comics, and that sort of stuff. Mainly because it's not really the genre I'm into, and I don't really know a whole lot about it, so I don't want to go too much into that. And I'm not huge on the Funko figures, but I did go in there one time on a whim, and there is actually a lot of really cool stuff in there, and a lot of cars. And I've bought in a bunch there, and I'll be talking about those towards the end of the video. But I'm just going to briefly touch on some of the early ones and talk about some of the ones I've talked about in the past that I've had for a while, and some of the newer ones that I will mention. So I'm gonna turn around here real quick, and the first one I'm gonna talk about, because I'll get this one out of the way because it gets talked about a lot, and it's one of my favorite things in my collection. Is this Back to the Future DeLorean time machine? But I've talked about this like quite a few times, so I'm not going to go into too much detail on this. But speaking of detail, it is very highly detailed. It's plastic, not die cast, unfortunately. But then again, if it was metal, I don't even want to know how much it was, because at the time I bought this almost 10 years ago, and at the time it was well, I don't even remember. I know it was expensive, but it's a really good. It's a really good figure. It's a really good toy. I really like it. The only thing I still haven't done, and I keep saying I'm going to do in the videos, is change the battery, because when you push this, normally all this stuff would all light up, and you get sound effects from the movie and some music from the movie every time you do. It has four different variations of the sounds it does, but I have to. I believe the battery compartment might be under the hood. Yeah, I believe it's under here, and I just haven't gotten around to opening. The reason the battery died so quickly is because I didn't notice there was an on and off switch. So I had it on the shelf in the on position for like a couple years, and then one day I don't know if I was doing a video or if I was just like messing around and moving things around, and I just went like that just for fun, and nothing happened. Then I realized, oh, okay. But yeah, the headlights, I believe, come on. All this lights up, like all this clear stuff all lights up, and it's just a really cool looking thing. Like, it does have a lot of detail. I like it. One of my favorites. And just to go with it, I printed off a license plate out of time license plate, but you can see by the watermark it's just a picture that's a licensed picture that I just printed and stuck to some what's it called, not cardboard, what's it called, box board, probably a cereal box, and just to make it more sturdy, and it just kind of sits like this on the shelf. But anyway, there's that one, and I'll talk about this other time machine. I do have two other time machines that I did buy at Thunderstruck, so I'll be talking about those in a couple minutes. Also, if you want to help me and subscribe and help me get up to 1,000 subscribers, just a little goal for myself I set for myself, that would be outstanding. Like, comment, all the usual stuff. But this here is Back to the Future 3, obviously. I think this is a German company. I've talked about this one before, so I don't want to get too much into it. That's the company right there. I want to say it's called Vitesse or Vitesse. I'm not sure how it's pronounced exactly, but it's also very highly detailed, as you can see. Really well made car. And what they've done too is like if you even if you take it out of the box, it's all encased in this clear plastic, and then you don't actually have to take it out of the box because what they've done is they put a little mirror in there so you can see both sides, which I think was really cool on the part of this company. Well, this actually I did buy at BMV, but a different BMV. There's like 4 locations in Toronto, and so I bought this one. So review over there. What next? This here's Trans Am, but I love the movie Smokey and the Bandit. Big fan of that movie. I watch it at least once a year, and I've always wanted a black Trans Am. Just why do I feel like I'm shaky? But yeah, I always wanted a black Trans Am, just to say that it's the Smokey and the Bandit car. And for the most part, it basically is, except for one thing, and I don't know if you'll be able to see clearly, but this is actually a Firebird, not a Trans Am. But I don't know, it's out of focus, I think, for you guys. But anyway, I was actually at a store called, I was at Canadian Tire, which is, I don't imagine you have those in the States. But yeah, Canadian Tire, and they had a whole bunch of little cars like this, bunch of Trans Ams. I remember there's a yellow one and a blue one, and I think a red one. And I was like, oh, of course there's no black. And then as I'm walking away, I walked down the other side of the display, and there actually was a black, just this one lonely black one sitting there. I was like, okay, done. And I grabbed it. And then a couple little Hot Wheels cars here. I think they're Hot Wheels. I want to say they're Hot Wheels. Yep, they're Hot Wheels. But I'm going to sneeze. But they're Ghostbusters 1 and 2. I bought these. I've talked about these in a couple videos. There's like a small little, I'm not want to say a horror convention. I think it was actually on Bloor Street somewhere. And Bloor College Street, downtown Toronto. Yeah, it's a motorcycle. It's okay, guns. You're fine. It's that wonderful time of year when all these assholes on their sports bikes got to zip up and down the streets. You know, and it's really nice that they do it 3 o'clock in the morning when, you know, the streets are nice and quiet and safe and everyone's trying to sleep. And it just goes on for like hours. And the cops don't do anything about it because it's this neighborhood. They don't care. But yeah, anyway, Ghostbusters 1 and 2, the Ecto 1. I can't remember if they called it Ecto 1 in the sequel as well. I don't remember. I really don't. I haven't actually watched the Ghostbuster movies in a while, so I should revisit them. But yeah, they're pretty cool. And I bought them, yeah, sorry, I was saying at a little horror convention thing, but it wasn't really a convention. It was just like, you walked in, no cover or anything, which was great, and a couple small little booths, and the bar was open here, and just people are drinking. I'm just like, the people sitting there like this with their stuff. A few people walking in, going, looking at, oh, that's cool, and that's cool. And I figured, well, I might as well buy something. I'm here, and I bought these, and then a little Frankenstein that came from a collection from Burger King from back in the 90s. That it was like $1 or something, and then I'm a big Frankenstein fan, so people that know me well know how much I love the Universal films. And Frankenstein, of course, being my favorite. And I got so many Frankenstein monsters in my collection, but a lot of people know that. So don't want to too much into that. Next, I got, staring at the back of my head. Normally, that'd be a great Saturday night. I guess. I don't know. Am I that lonely? I could be. Yes, I spend so much time buying toys. I don't even have a girlfriend. Oh, wait, I have a wife. Oh, yeah. I kind of forgot about that. Yeah. Actually, I just did a video about how we met. I just haven't done this. I haven't done the clickbait yet. And it's a video I made like 2 weeks ago. So maybe I'll do that tonight. Probably be a good idea. Anyway, a couple Batmobiles. These I've had for a while. Bought these at the dollar store. Obviously, the original Batmobile from the original series, which I do love. I do like this car. Like the car from the show in general, not specifically this Hot Wheels car. And then got, I think they're from the newer trilogy. Trying to think of like the Dark Knight trilogy. That's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I think it's called the Tumbler, but it's a pretty cool car. Pretty cool little Batmobile. And speaking of, I'll just talk about these other Batmobiles I got. I have another one of the classic ones there, which I kept in the package, but this one's a blue color for some reason, which I actually think looks really cool. That's why I grabbed it. I think Yeah, the rims are different. These ones are silver, and these ones are black. But if I'm not mistaken, the actual rims had little red bat Batman logos in the center. But I could be wrong about that. But that's what I'm remembering. I don't know. Maybe it's a glitch in the matrix, or oh, what's it called the Mandela effect. Maybe it's a Mandela effect I got going on. I don't know. And then I got like this weird stubby Batmobile right there, which that's cool, kind of cute. So I grabbed that, and then it's one of the Tim Burton designed Batmobiles, or at least that it's not from the original one, obviously, because or it could just be a made up one that is just a Hot Wheels made up Batmobile. I actually all this time I thought it was the Tim Burton Batmobile, but it's not because it's got like a weird face on it, like it almost looks like a cat face, but it's a bat face on the front there. It's hard to see through the plastic with all the reflections and stuff. But anyway, is that it for the old stuff? Looks like and then I got these two R2D2 and C3PO Hot Wheels cars. So Hot Wheels recently been coming out with these themed cars. I know they've always done that with movies and stuff, but they're actually making cars of certain characters from different, the Marvel characters and Star Wars characters. They got a whole bunch of different ones, but the only Star Wars stuff I've been buying lately is R2D2s and C3POs over the last couple of years because I've had so much Star Wars stuff in the past that I don't want to start buying more Star Wars stuff. I'm already spending so much time buying like horror movie things, and I just don't have the space. And I think about all the stuff I sold and gave away, and just to rebuy it again would be I don't know, just kind of like a waste. So anyway, I'll put these guys over here. All right, now new stuff. One new thing, anyway, is this here. And I bought this at BMV as well. And there's going to be a timer going off in a second, but it's the car from Karate Kid, which I thought was kind of cool. As soon as I saw it on the shelf, because I really do like the Karate Kid movies, and at least the first three, and I saw this and go, oh, no way. And it's like a little bit beat up here, and there's a little dent on the top here. But the car itself looks really cool, so I was like, no way, I want to get that. And so I just grabbed it. So that's new. I'm going to pause this because that timer's going to go off, and then I'll talk about the few things recently I got at Thunderstruck. So I'm going to pause this. Okay, so I'm back. Not that you noticed, but not that you noticed I left. Got a lot done in that 30 seconds. Okay, not really, but anyway, yeah. So the last couple things here I got. These are the cars I actually got at Thunderstruck. So we will talk about them real quick here. This is, I think this is the first thing I bought there. And being a horror movie guy, I was like, oh, this is so cool. And now you look at it quick. No, it's not Christine, as you might think, seeing that it's a red vintage car. But it's actually a Freddy Krueger car. It's the Cadillac that Johnny Depp's character, whose name I can't think of the character's name right now. But this was his car in the movie. So if you remember at the very end, especially when the top flips over, and I still go by the theory that it's a dream sequence because that's the only thing that makes sense. But you got Nancy in there in the passenger seat. The doors open up. Look at her in there. And it comes with a little mini Freddy Krueger. Let's see. A little bit detailed. It's hard to see the detail because it's not really in focus here, but yeah, little Freddy Krueger, and a lot of good detail on this car. It looks really good. I remember I actually did a video about buying it and how excited I was, just like, oh wow, that's so cool. But if you're into like a lot of cars, especially movie themed cars, check out the store, man. Thunderstruck. Like I keep saying, I'm gonna say it a few more times because I'm really so happy about something I'm gonna show in a minute that they were really nice. I'd say your name, and I don't know your name. I'm so sorry. I just know the name of your store. But actually, I probably wouldn't say your name anyway, just for privacy reasons. But anyway, yeah, I will be talking about something in a minute that I was super, super happy about. But I got this there. And a lot of crazy detail in the car. Like, it looks so good. And the hood pops. See the engine inside. The trunk, not much going on there. It's just a trunk with a spare tire in it. But still detail. But yeah, there's that. It's a Freddy Krueger car. You can see by the shirt. The shirt pattern on his on the roof. And then after that, and I know I've talked about this one a couple times as well. Another DeLorean time machine is obviously from Back to the Future 3. You can tell by the attachment on the hood and the white wall tires on top. And this is a pretty well detailed car as well. It's from the same company. Actually, I think all the cars I bought there at Thunderstruck are the same, are from the same company. And there's the button, you push that, and it all lights up. As you can see, it similar to how the other one lights up, except the other one has all kinds of sound effects, and I think the lights flash a little bit too on that one, but it was also a lot more expensive. But still good though. Like some nice detail inside, you can see. Well, yeah, I like this. And oh, and it's got like the other license plate that did come in the sequel films. It's hard to tell. Looks like a barcode kind of thing. But all right, moving on. Actually, since I'm here, and I got this just because I thought it was cute. It's like a Fred Flintstone's car, and I know this is from the same company as well. Because I remember I couldn't get it unscrewed to get it out of the box. I was going crazy because the hole was so tiny. And then I remembered after a couple weeks of just trying to give up on it that I have mini screwdrivers, like the ones you would use for eyeglasses and things like that. And I was like, oh yeah, that got it off in like just a couple seconds. But I like this. I like the Flintstones. I grew up watching the Flintstones. It was like a lunchtime staple, that and Leave It to Beaver. But yeah, right there. Yeah, sorry, dark and light, dark and light. And it comes with a little Fred, much like the Cadillac comes with a little Freddy. Fred and Fred, two Freds, what do you know? And what's cool about these is they're actually metal. They're not like some cheap plastic. They're actually die cast, like steel. And that's cool. Okay, believe we're getting down to the last two items. Let me just double check. Yep. So these are the last two. One of them is the second one. The last thing I'm going to show is something I was super excited about. And like I said, she was so nice and awesome to order it in when I asked about it. And she looked it up and she was like, I guess not growing up watching Knight Rider. I think she's like younger than I am. So Gen X, that was like our whatever night. I think it was on Tuesday nights or something. That was like our thing. That and the A-Team. Now all I need is an A-Team band. So if you want to go that extra yard, Thunderstruck, I'm all about it. I will buy it. But anyway, talking about what I already have. So this is Car from the Knight Rider series. It's only been in a couple episodes. It's like the evil version of KITT. So if you know Knight Rider, you know it's about this organization that fights crime. Think about it like a secret, very secretive FBI kind of thing. And then they have an artificially intelligent car that is like virtually indestructible. That is kind of like his partner. Well, then a couple episodes there was an evil version called Car, Karr, but I can't remember what it stands for. I could look it up, but I'm not going to. But anyway, so she had this, and I sat there and go, okay, that's kind of cool. And then a couple weeks went by, and I said, I'm just gonna buy it because it's still pretty cool. It's not actually KITT, it's Car, but all right. And then and it lights up. I don't know if you can see that, but it has the lights in the front. It doesn't make any noises or anything. That's okay, but the doors open and everything, just like on the Cadillac. It's got the engine, and if you want to make it do that thing, you just open and close the door. Now, what she ordered for me, which was so cool, I love it, is KITT. Yes, Knight Industries 2000. That's what it stands for, if you're wondering. But yes, the original black good guy version. And yes, it does have the lights on the front. And block it out a little bit. You can see. So yeah, that is really cool. Again, like everything opens up like it should, exactly the same as car doors. Oh, I still had a piece of tape on it. So some of the packaging still on it. Guess I haven't opened up the passenger side yet. But yeah, how cool is that? And I am really, really happy about this, and it looks great on the shelf. And having the two of them together is pretty awesome. So, still flashing. Okay, stop. But yeah, so those are my cars. Is an updated video of what I've already done in the past. So my new ones and some of my old ones, or well, all my old ones, all my cars that I have in my collection. So yeah, thank you for watching. If you want to subscribe, like, comment, do that thing. If you're ever in Toronto and you're into movie collectibles and anime and comic books and things like that, manga and Funko Pop and all kinds of movie figures and things like that, yeah, check out Thunderstruck right there, Thunderstruck Books. Again, it's downtown Toronto. It's across the street from the BMV on Bloor Street between Bathurst and Spadina, sort of halfway there. I think it's probably closer to Bathurst than is to Spadina, but it's in that neighborhood. But anyway, if you watched it all the way, thank you so much. And I guess I got the joy of putting all these things back. And till the next one, bye.